John DeSando. Listen to shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
I'm Courtney DeSando.
And this is Movie Time. And Courtney, we seem to be getting farther away from the virus.
Yes.
So it's time to go back and look at romance again.
Ah, feels good.
And who better than teenagers?
Nothing better than a teenager in love, or many teenagers in love.
So can you offer our audience one?
What do you mean? The half of it is the name of the movie, which I loved. I loved it. The half of it, wonderful, directed by
Alice Wu.
Alice Wu.
Okay, and you know, this thing it's one of the best I've seen ever, and I'm trying to figure out why it is such, in some respects, a mellow movie.
Very mellow. I think what made sense to me was there were lots of different pieces that remind you and are of course reminiscent of former movies or TV shows or scenes. It wasn't that there was anything fresh and new, it was her fresh and new way of looking at it. It's the same old story, really, isn't it?
It is, except I like our protagonist here, a little
Yes.
little Ellie Chu.
Ellie Chu, who is just an adorable creature in every way.
Asian American, would that be correct?
Yeah.
And she's kind of nerdy. She's got the round glasses.
And she's writing everybody's essays. She's so brilliant, and the teacher knows it, and everyone knows it. And she's making money because for her father and her family.
All the kids are slacking off because she writes it. And of course the teacher knows. I love that little scene between the two of them. Where the teacher says that, about her writing them for them.
Yeah. The teacher's totally onto the whole scheme. She says, no, Bee's been writing essays for what's going on? She knows there's a change in the mood when no one's getting their essays written.
So at full force, she says, she says, you think I want to read their essays?
Exactly. So she's super bright, she's super nerdy, and the class jock wants to have help falling in love with the beauty of the school.
We've got the old Cyrano de Bergerac theme going here.
Roxanne for the more contemporary version.
All right, thank you. And so we have Ellie writing letters to
beautiful Astor.
Right. On his behalf, for him.
For the jock, Paul.
Right.
Adorable Paul, who cannot even get one word out when he's in the presence of the beauty. So he has our little bright one write his love letters for him.
And it really works for me. And I've seen and loved Cyrano de Bergerac, and that's been done before, of course, as you indicated. That's been done before, but this one gives it that freshness. It's like
the modern. It's the texting. So it wasn't the letters. It's now texting.
So
she's texting the girl, and so it's her really falling in love with the girl as well. So that's the other twist on top of the twists.
Yeah, and that's roaming around all of this narrative is who's in love with whom.
Yeah, you can't figure it out.
No.
And then what is love anyways?
Right.
I love when she says, and the old quote, love is patient, love is kind.
Yes.
And Paul asked her, well, what is love? She says, I don't know, but if I knew, I would have a quote. And then by the end of the movie, there's a quote by Ellie, and it's, love is messy, love is horrible, love is selfish. That's right.
I love it. I particularly love the messy thing.
Yes.
I think she isolates that word once in the response. And after all, they're trying to be so beautiful and eloquent, it comes down to it is messy. It's a one-train town.
It's a one-train town, and I love the scenes with the trains. I thought that was perfect with her in the little booth doing the signals out there. It was very lyrical and lovely, and it cast me right along with it, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Did you know that in the final scene was a takeoff on The Graduate?
Yes.
Did you see?
Yes. And it was funny because she had said earlier in the movie, anytime they're running after the train and and she's sitting on the train and she says it's so soupy and and then there he is at the end running after her on the train.
Yes, I know. And that reminded me of Breakfast at Tiffany's when her husband is going away on the train, Doc is going away. I mean, there's so many reminiscent, but it doesn't hit you over the head. She
No.
just very gently, Wu just very
Right.
gently brings
Yeah.
these in.
And you feel like you remember it, and you're thinking of, and of course there's some references to Casablanca in it,
Yes,
and the father
yes,
in the
good
old
one.
movies, and I loved Paul. I thought he was a great character. You know, I didn't get him at the beginning, but of course he grew on me too
Yes.
as we went through it.
You know, that perplexed me just a bit because Astor is so far out of his league.
Yeah, way far out.
I mean, that she even,
He wasn't very attractive. I didn't seem, they would have, it seemed like, but he grew on me to the point where I really got him at the end.
I know, but it
Yeah.
still wasn't in her league.
No, certainly
I mean,
not.
she's a beautiful, intelligent
Yeah.
woman whom our little Ellie has fallen in love with. Oh, that's very subtle too.
Very subtle. You only see one single second, and then you know, right at the beginning, and then you see how she looks at her, and you go, oh, okay, now that makes that interesting.
The business with Paul, it's interesting that you bring that up. I think Paul he's such a nice guy, but as I feel, just really, that's why he needs Ellie to write.
Well, yes,
Sure.
he couldn't even speak at first.
You're totally
He
right.
couldn't- I thought that was a cute scene with them in the diner on the date, and then she's not in the bushes, but she's in the car,
Yes.
texting for him to her
Yes.
as they're sitting across from each other. He couldn't even have a conversation with beautiful Astor.
Yeah, and you know, we know that one's not going to end up.
Right.
I mean, you don't know
There was
where.
no way there was
No,
that was
there's no
gonna
way.
work. No.
But it is a transitional moment for everybody in the town, like that train.
Mhm.
They're ready to go.
Mhm.
They're ready to change their lives. It's not easy because it's not a bad life.
No, it's not a bad life. They seem to enjoy it. It's pretty, but at the same time, everybody wants to leave.
Yeah, yeah. And yet people like the teacher who came back,
That's right. That's right.
been there for years.
Been there for years. I think it wrapped up the high school experience, love in general, modern communication, and the mix-up of life, and it was a wonderful getaway for me for an hour and a half.
Oh, it was. And you know, in talking about that getaway, I love the way they slid in the business about going to college.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that reminded me-
Grinnell is a fine college.
Yeah, and that reminded me of Lady Bird, with the whole thing
Yeah.
with staying home or going, and so many different movies came.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that because I had a Greta Gerwig feeling about
Yes.
it. Did you
The
too?
whole movie seemed very Greta.
I did. I loved it for that reason.
Mhm.
And I think you have a movie here that every adult listening to us now could enjoy.
Yes.
This is not Twilight.
No. So bring your teenage kid to this. Have fun with them.
All right. Courtney DeSando, the movie is the half of it.
Yes.
And we didn't even try to parse that for everybody, what
No,
that meant.
no.
You're going to have to go see it.
Yeah.
So, Courtney, what grade do you award it?
I'm going to give it a B++. Not quite an A-, but
Right.
A++.
Yeah, and I'll take up and give it the A-.
Oh, he's more generous than I am. Mhm.